Hi, it's Billy Dunlap with GoLaurens.com and GoClennon.com, coming to you week one of the South Carolina High School League football playoffs. I'm here at K.C. Hanna Stadium, where on Friday night the Laurens Raiders will host the Woodmont Wildcats at 7:30. Laurens comes in as a #1 seed, 5-5 overall on the season, 4-1 in region play. They were the Region 2 5A champions after a big victory over the Greenwood Eagles, what is now 3 weeks ago. Woodmont comes in as a #4 seed, 3-7 overall, 1-3 out of Region 1 5A. Like I said, Laurens beat Greenwood 20-10 to win the region title, first time in over 20 years that the Raiders have been region champions. The Raiders have been mixing it up over the last 3 weeks. Hard for Coach Chris Liner to occupy 3 weeks of time without a game, so they've been mixing it up. They've been having some fun, going in shorts and t-shirts over the last few weeks, but Coach Liner tells me they're ready to play on Friday night for their playoff opener. Raiders have got some injuries. We all know about the guys that they're missing for the season. They got some other injuries that may keep some guys out. Not real sure so far. You'll see some more guys go both ways. Coach Liner started that about midway through the season. He will continue that this week. You'll see guys going both ways. Specifically, new will be Jalen Walker. Look for Jalen. He's a Shrine Bowl defensive tackle. Look for him to see some time on the offensive line on Friday night. Now, the winner of this game will face the winner of Spartanburg and Clover. The Raiders win, they'll host the winner here the following Friday night on November the 25th. Lose and you go home. Season's over with. So big game on Friday night for the Raiders. Now, Woodmont lost to Easley 38-14. That was on October the 21st. So the Wildcats have not played a game in almost a month. So look for some rust from the Wildcats on Friday night. Now, they've got wins over Eastside, Wren, and J.L. Man. Two pretty good teams. Overall, their records are 11-19. So Woodmont coming in with not a very strong win record, so we'll see what the Wildcats have on Friday night. They're led by quarterback Cole Finley. They got a couple of running backs. Cameron Proctor likes to carry the load. Gion Clue is another big running back, had a big game against Easley the last game of the season. Wide receiver Marshall Garrett is the go-to guy when Finley goes to the air. So big game on Friday night right here at K.C. Hanna Stadium. 7:30 will be the first round of the South Carolina High School League playoffs. Now, the Clinton Red Devils also in the playoffs. They're going to Chester to face the Cyclones 7:30 on Friday night, opening round of the 3A playoffs. Clinton comes in 5-5 overall, 3-2 in region play. They beat Woodruff in a big game, 32-24. That was on November the 4th, so they've only had 2 weeks off. Chester comes in 8-2 overall, 4-1 in region 4 3A. They beat Columbia 43-6, also on November 4th, so they've had 2 weeks of prep time as well. Now, the Cyclones, 2 losses on the season. They lost to Westwood in week 0, and they also lost to Fairfield Central, who was the region champion out of region 4. The Cyclones average 37 points a game, so they like to put points on the board. Will be a big challenge for Coach Andrew Webb and the Red Devils defense. Clinton comes in as a #3 seed out of region 3. Chester comes in as a #2 seed out of region 4. The winner plays the winner of Powdersville and Walhalla. That game is also on Friday night. The winners will play on November the 25th, but just like the Raiders, lose and you go home and your season's done. Now, Chester is led by North-South wide receiver Malik Williams. He's a big target. Look for him to see the ball a lot on Friday night. Defensive back Quay Harden, let me correct that. He's a 6'2 junior. At one point in time late in the season, he led the state in interceptions. So big time player in the defensive backfield for Chester. Now, Clinton has gone to a balanced offense. Coach Webb talked about it earlier in the season. We got to be balanced. They've done that over the last few weeks. Mark Wise, Chris Holmes, Coco Ritchie carrying the load in the running game. Charlie Craven, when he looks to throw, Aaron Copeland's his #1 target, but he's also got big man Jalen Carter down the field. So on defense, the Red Devils did a great job against Woodruff pressuring the quarterback. They're going to have to do that against Chester on Friday night. So a big game, opening round of the 3A playoffs, Friday night, 7:30 at Chester High School. Now, the Presbyterian College Blue Hose, they're wrapping up their season on Saturday at South Alabama at 7 p.m. in Mobile, Alabama. Now, we all know the Blue Hose were scheduled to play Florida. LSU was scheduled to play South Alabama. Florida and LSU could not play because of Hurricane Matthew, so they bought those teams out of this week, so Florida and LSU will play this week. So the Blue Hose and the Jaguars decided to get together and they're going to play. So the Blue Hose are going to South Alabama. Presbyterian College comes in 2-8 overall, 1-4 in conference play. They lost to Kennesaw State last week, 45-10. South Alabama comes in 4-5. They're in the Sun Belt Conference, which is an FBS conference. They lost to Louisiana Monroe 42-35 in overtime last week. The game will be on ESPN3. I'll be there. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be in Mobile to check out the Blue Hose and the Jaguars. So that does it for week 1 of the South Carolina High School League football playoff show. We're going to rename it since we're into the playoffs. So looking for 2 great games on Friday night and a big game for the Blue Hose on Saturday. Good luck to all our teams, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the game.